From that political face-off in Karnataka now to the brewing political confrontation in Tamil Nadu. A day after actor turned politician Vijay's political party, the Tamilaga Vetri Kazhagam, released strong resolutions against the DMK in the state. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, in his first public reaction to the actor politician, told him the performance of his government speaks for itself, and even quoted the founder of the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, C.N. Nadu, to say, "Long live those who chide us," quote unquote. Stalin himself directly reacting to Vijay gains political significance, as the DMK has so far refused to join issue with the actor, who's taken a strong position challenging the ruling DMK at the state and the Bharatiya Janata Party at the national level. It will be interesting to watch if and how Vijay can help build an anti-DMK coalition in Tamil Nadu, in the state where assembly elections are scheduled for 2026. We'll have a special focus and a panel to discuss that, but first let's listen in to what M.K. Stalin said earlier in the day.
கட்சி தொடங்குறவெல்லாம் திமுக ஒழியணும் அழியணும் அந்த நிலையில தான் இன்றைக்கி போயிட்டுருக்காங்களே தவிர, நான் அவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் சொல்கிறேன், அவங்களெல்லாம் நான் பணிவோடு இந்த நேரத்தில் கேட்டுக்கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். இன்றைக்கு இந்த 3 ஆண்டு காலத்தில் 4 ஆண்டை தொடரக்கூடிய இந்த நிலைகளை, இந்த ஆட்சி செய்திருக்கக்கூடிய சாதனைகளை ஒரு கணம் எண்ணி பாருங்கள். தேவையில்லாமல் எல்லாருக்கும் நாங்கள் பதில் சொல்ல வேண்டிய அவசியமே இல்லை, தேவையும் இல்லை.
So what's the road ahead for the TVK and for actor turned politician Vijay? Well, the DMK has refused to join issue in a television debate with the TVK, but we're joined by Jagdishwaran of the TVK, spokesperson of the party. Thanks very much for being here with us. Also with us this evening, senior journalist and academic R.K. Radhakrishnan, who's followed the twists and turns of Tamil Nadu politics for many decades and has also followed the intricate details of the DMK for many, many years. My first question to you, Mr. Jagdishwaran, the DMK says, look, our work speaks for ourselves, for itself. We don't want to join issue and respond to allegations made by the actor Vijay. What's the sense? Has your party positioned itself categorically as an anti-DMK, anti-BJP force, and hence looking to forge alliances which can potentially challenge the DMK in 2026?
Yeah, first of all, I saw the same speech, and he's saying there are parties to eliminate DMK. We never said we are here to eliminate any political party. We are against the anti-people policies of DMK government, and that is what we are opposing. We are very clear. When we passed the resolutions, we said the government is selling liquor for a long time and generating revenues, and thereby creating so many widows in the state. It's been happening for so long. I mean, I would not even just stop with DMK. AIADMK also did the same thing. Both DMK and AIADMK have been doing this for so long. You cannot, the entire state cannot be depending on that revenue. We have to come out of that, and that is what our first resolution is. And the other thing, the law and order situation is deteriorating every day in Tamil Nadu. You can see so many murders. It's happening every day. So that law and order is handled by the CM himself. And that's why we say we need a change in the government. See, people welcome us because they are looking for a change in the government. And the corruption, we don't need to say there is so much of corruption. I mean, even last week, there is corruption accusation on Mr. Rajakannappan. There are pending cases on ministers like Ponmudi, Velu, Mr. Dorai Murugan, K.N. Nehru.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jagdishwaran.
Yes.
Jagdishwaran, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have a very, very specific question for you. Okay. Now that you've positioned yourself categorically from your resolutions and from speeches that it is, the party is taking on the DMK and the BJP at a national level, is it but obvious that you are aiming for a potential alliance with the AIADMK and to woo other smaller parties out of the DMK alliance? Is that categorically the game plan of the TVK? If yes, what would be the power balance? Are you, despite the fact that you have a very powerful star at the head, willing to deal with other political forces as equals to form an anti-DMK alliance?
In your state conference speech, our leader very well categorically stated that we will be the primary force even in electoral politics, not just in people politics, which means we will contest in all the 230. We have the capacity to contest in all the 234 seats, and we can also become a single majority. But at the same time, he said, we are ready for alliances, which means the alliance leader will be TVK and other parties can join. So So what you're saying is it's a hypothetical situation. I mean, will Edappadi Palaniswamy join TVK as a subordinate force? Is the question that has to be posed to the AIADMK people, not to us. If they are ready, then we have to think about it at that time. And if there are other smaller parties which are part of alliance of DMK or even other political parties which want to join us, we'll take a call at that time. But we are very clear, but we will be the primary force in electoral politics, and which means we want to get a single majority, and we are ready to accompany other partners as well. So it's a question for the AIADMK to answer if they will be ready to do that.
R.K. Radhakrishnan, having followed Tamil Nadu politics very, very closely, it would seem very difficult for the AIADMK to accept to be a subordinate force given that it's the principal opposition party in the state. Do you see that possibility working out, A? And B, do you see the DMK genuinely worried about some long-standing allies like the VCK potentially getting wooed away from it and going towards an alliance which could be brought together around Vijay?
Thank you for the opportunity, Veera. I think you are right on both counts. Yes, the AIADMK will find it very difficult to play junior partner to anybody else in the state. It obviously cannot be a junior partner. At least for namesake, it has to contest in a larger number of seats than any other political party. And yes, of course, now the field is open for any political party to rethink its alliance with the DMK. But let us not forget the fact that TVK is still an untested quantity. We have absolutely no idea as to what and how the 2026 elections will turn out. I personally believe just as Rajni the third, Vijay should have launched his political party just a few months before the election, just as NTR did. Then it would have had the shock and awe, and he could have possibly be a game changer. But now you're given 15 months or 16 months to the opposition political parties to go hammer and tongs at you, particularly the DMK, and of course the Congress and the VCK. In fact, the day the political party was launched, at the conference came into being, it was nobody really attacked the TVK. The second day and third day, the attack started becoming more and more vicious. And from the third day onwards, what we see, and Jagdishan will attest to this, is a lot of personal attacks on Vijay himself. Why does he buy a car and not pay taxes on that? Till such time a court talks about it. Why does he lodge a case against his own father and then say that you have to respect your parents and stuff like that? I mean, it's going to get a lot nastier. And I'm not really sure how much bandwidth the TVK has to confront and kind of challenge the kind of attacks that will come on the TVK itself. It's a very, very important question as to where the party stands vis-a-vis the AIADMK and the Congress. There should be a very clear stance. And the other thing, Veera, they're very clear on attack of the DMK, but there is no word BJP that was uttered during the conference or in any of the other resolutions which were passed day for yesterday.
Sir, in the resolutions, point number 4.
So when you make that point, very quickly, Jagdish.
Yes. In the resolution passed yesterday, we have very clearly said we are against the one nation, one election brought out by the BJP union government. You can see that word, sir. Point number 4. You have clearly mentioned the BJP union government. So, whenever we say fascist force, we say was going to divide people. It's obviously BJP. So, calling us as BJP, B team, C team, I don't think it's going to work out.
Okay, we'll keep that BJP question aside for the moment, but very, very briefly, what's the impression that you've got given the kind of reactions you've received so far? Where does the TVK stand? You mentioned that AIADMK as a subordinate of the TVK, that will not go down well with the AIADMK, which is the principal opposition party. Is there a chance that the TVK can see the AIADMK as equals if the AIADMK is willing to do the same? Very brief answer from you, Jagdishwar.
I mean, we got a very long time, so first of all, and that's what we are very, very clear. Even in electoral politics, we want to be the primary force. First of all, we want to do, RK sir was saying we have started the party late, but I'm saying we started this party so that we have a lot of work to do. A lot of groundwork to do. We need party to build up. We need strong leaders who can contest in 234 elections. There will be the huge pressure on all these candidates. There will be people will try to buy them. People will
the road ahead.
do all
yes, you're right. The road ahead is long and winding. in the world of Dravidian politics. But thanks to both of you for joining us. I'm sorry to cut you short because we're completely out of time, but we'll keep following the twists and turns for the TVK in Dravidian politics very closely as it heads into 2026.